Have you ever felt like your kindness was taken for your weakness? Like you give, and all you get in return is taken for granted, or worse, exploited? I've been there. I used to be the person who would drop everything to help someone, who would say yes to every request, believing that being kind meant being endlessly available and accommodating. But then, I hit a wall. I realized that my kindness wasn't being reciprocated. It was being consumed, and it left me feeling drained, resentful, and completely burned out. That's what we're talking about today. It's the story of how I learned to reclaim my kindness, to protect my energy, and to stop letting people take advantage of me. This isn't about becoming cold or selfish. It's about learning that true kindness includes being kind to yourself first. Let me take you back a few years. I had this friend. Let's call her Anna. When we first met, she was amazing, charming, fun, and full of life. But soon, our friendship started to feel a bit one-sided. It began with small things. She'd ask to borrow a book and never return it. She'd need a ride, and I'd drive across town. But when my car broke down, she was suddenly too busy to help. Then the favors got bigger. She needed to borrow money. Just for a week, she'd say. That week turned into a month, then two. When I'd gently ask about it, she'd make me feel guilty, as if I was being greedy for asking for my own money back. I was the go-to person for all her crises. Late-night phone calls about her relationship drama, last-minute pleas to babysit her dog, urgent requests for help moving her apartment. And I always said yes. Why? Because I thought that's what a good friend does. I valued being seen as reliable, as kind, as someone people could count on. The problem was, I was the only one counting. My own needs, my own time, my own peace of mind were always at the bottom of the list. The breaking point came when I was going through a really tough time myself. I'd lost my job, and I was feeling incredibly stressed and vulnerable. I reached out to Anna, hoping for a bit of the support I had so freely given her. I just needed someone to talk to. Her response? Oh, that sounds rough. Hey, speaking of rough, can you help me plan my birthday party this weekend? I'm so swamped. I was stunned. It was like my entire world was crumbling, and all she could see was her party. In that moment, it hit me like a ton of bricks. This wasn't a friendship. It was a transaction, and I was the only one paying. I felt so foolish, so naive. I was angry at her, but mostly, I was angry at myself. How had I let it get this far? Why did I keep ignoring all the red flags? I realized I had taught people how to treat me. By never setting boundaries, by always saying yes, I had basically put up a giant sign that said, free for all. Take what you need, no need to give back. That experience was a painful but necessary wake-up call. It forced me to take a hard look at my own patterns. I started to understand that my compulsive need to please others wasn't really about kindness. It was about a fear of rejection. I was afraid that if I said no, people wouldn't like me. If I wasn't constantly useful, I would be abandoned. This deep-seated fear had turned me into a doormat, and it was time to get up off the floor. So, I began a journey to learn the art of the boundary. It felt so unnatural at first. The first time I said no to a request I would have normally said yes to, my heart was pounding. I was expecting an explosion, an argument, the end of a relationship. I had to turn down a colleague who wanted me to take on a chunk of their project right before a deadline. I simply said, I'm sorry, but I can't. I need to focus on my own tasks to get them done on time. I braced myself for the fallout. And you know what happened? Absolutely nothing. They just said, okay, no problem, and found another solution. It was a revelation. The world didn't end. Saying no is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. I started small. No, I can't make it to that event. I need a quiet night in. No, I can't lend you any more money. No, I don't have the emotional capacity to discuss this right now. Each no was a small victory. It was me telling myself that my time, my energy, and my well-being mattered. And here's the most important part I learned. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away. It's about defining how you want to be treated so that you can have healthier, more respectful relationships. The people who genuinely care about you will respect your boundaries. They might be surprised at first, but they will understand. The people who get angry or try to guilt trip you, they are the ones who were benefiting from you having no boundaries in the first place. And letting those people go is not a loss. It's a gain. It's making space for people who will value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. So, How do you actually do this? Let's break it down into a few practical steps that helped me, and I hope they can help you too. First, you have to identify your limits. You can't set boundaries if you don't know where they are. Take some time for self-reflection. What drains your energy? What makes you feel resentful? Is it lending money? Is it always being the designated driver? Is it being your friend's unpaid therapist? Get specific. Write it down. Knowing your triggers is the first step to protecting yourself from them. For me, it was last-minute requests and financial loans. Second, communicate your boundaries clearly, calmly, and firmly. You don't need to over-explain or justify your no. A simple, "I'm not able to do that right now" is a complete sentence. You might feel the urge to soften the blow with a long story about why you can't, but that often just opens the door for negotiation. Be direct. It's not rude. It's respectful to both yourself and the other person because it's honest. Third, prepare for pushback. Not everyone will be happy with your newfound backbone. People who are used to you saying yes might test your resolve. They might try to make you feel guilty. They might say things like, "You've changed," or "I thought we were friends." This is the critical moment. Stand firm. Remember why you're doing this. Your peace is more important than their approval. When Anna tried to guilt me after I set my boundary about money, I just repeated, "As I said, I'm not in a position to lend money anymore. I hope you can understand." End of discussion. Fourth, start small and build momentum. If you've been a people pleaser your whole life, trying to set massive boundaries all at once can be overwhelming. Start with low-stakes situations. Say no to a second helping of dessert. Decline an invitation to a party you don't want to go to. Each successful no will build your confidence for the bigger, more difficult conversations. It's like training a muscle. And finally, and this is the most crucial step, practice self-compassion. You will make mistakes. There will be times you slip back into old habits and say yes when you meant no. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just acknowledge it and promise yourself you'll try to do better next time. This is a learning process. It's about unlearning years of conditioning. Be kind to yourself through it all. The transformation wasn't overnight. It took time, and it took losing some friends along the way. But the relationships that remained became so much stronger and more authentic. And the new relationships I formed were built on a foundation of mutual respect from the very beginning. Today, my kindness is a choice, not an obligation. I give freely and generously, but now I do it from a place of fullness, not from a place of depletion. I can spot the difference between someone genuinely in need and someone looking to take advantage. My kindness is now smarter. It's protected. And because of that, it's more powerful than it ever was. I'm no longer afraid of saying no, because I know that my yes is now so much more meaningful. If this story resonates with you, if you're feeling tired of being taken for granted, I want you to know that you have the power to change it. It starts with the decision that you are worthy of the same kindness you so generously give to others. Your energy is your most valuable resource. Protect it fiercely. Learn to say no, so you can say a wholehearted yes to the things and people that truly matter. It is the greatest act of self-care you can perform. Thank you so much for listening to my story today. If this helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about building a stronger, happier you. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had to learn to set boundaries? What was that experience like? Let's share and learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.